All right. Hey everyone. I hope you like my Star Wars shirt. I did not mean to wear this, but yeah. So I've been meaning to. I've been thinking about this um for quite some time now, and it gets really annoying whenever I run into conservatives or right wingers who claim uh something false about my bad Biden. Um, Well, still, Bernie, like calling him a socialist when I know he calls himself a democratic socialist, but we know that he's a social democrat, and I believe um, I broke that down in my last video. Um, but Biden, some have even gone as far as to call him a communist. Um, some have said that he's too soft on crime, and yeah. Listen, I don't like Biden either, but this is the scary part. It's because Bernie's fan base, not fan base, but the supporter base for Bernie does not, and generally does not like Biden. Um, but Biden needs our support. We need to support Biden. That's the position we're in. If it was Bernie, that would have been great. Elizabeth Warren has failed us because when she dropped out of the race, she was not going to support Bernie. I believe she before that she called him like sexist and things like that because of like some I don't know some Bernie Bros or whatever. Um, sure, okay. Um, as a progressive, she didn't understand how crucial um transferring her voter base over to Bernie's would have been. Um, or she probably does understand. She was probably waiting to become Biden's VP. That's not the point. My point is, the progressives, and Bernie's old voter base. We need to support Biden now, and I don't want to support him, but that's the position I'm in. That's the position we're all in, and uh, I can see my lazy eyes, and it's really weird. Um, so let's just break down some things. Joe Biden's not a communist. I believe the definition or textbook definition of communism would be a stateless, moneyless, um, something otherless. What was the other? I know stateless and moneyless society. Um, he's not even socialist because he's not advocating for workers owning the means of production or the state deciding um, what it that we should give the population of the country, democratically or not. He's not socialist, not communist, and not even social democrat. So he doesn't believe in any level of socializing people. We can't push him on Medicare for all. Medicare for all has been seen as a socialist position, um, to a fair to a certain degree. I guess that's fair because it's socializing the people, and socializing the people, is very important, and that's the position I take. Um, that's why I'm a social democrat. I'm not a socialist because I'm not entirely sure if I do want the workers to own the means of production, like every single worker. Like, what if there's someone who is just really trying to get passed by in life and is going to probably just be greedy or take money? Like, there's a lot of moving parts, and I would need a socialist to explain it. I'm not going to rule anything out. I would say make your own research if you are definitely trying to look into socialism. Again, I'm not the guy for that answer. I will just say I have looked into social democracies, and I've looked a little bit into socialism, and I have kind of made my own conclusions, but nothing is final, obviously. I would say, but I really like the concepts of a social democracy. Even though there are going to be problems that capitalism brings with itself, into a social democracy that I'm gonna have to face. But at least there's higher levels of socializing people. Biden is not a social democrat. Sorry, if I keep rambling. I want to make sure that we get each of these definitions, and I want to clear up my view, because people time and time again I've been misquoted from people that I've debated, not necessarily from these videos, because only like 2 of my friends know that I make these videos. And again, there I go with the rambling. So Biden, yeah, not even a social democrat. He's just a capitalist. Wall Street was happy when he picked Harris as his VP, meaning that he is a corporate Democrat. You know, he feeds into their interests, so he's pretty capitalist. Nowhere near communism, nowhere near socialism. And usually I've seen these people use communism and socialism as synonyms, and not even having a full understanding of the definition. So it gets pretty frustrating. So already debunked. Biden's not a communist, not a socialist, not a social democrat. He is simply a capitalist. Carter B tried to push him on Medicare for all. He did not even believe in that. I doubt he's gonna do anything that's remotely social democratic. I think the best thing that we're gonna get is a $15 minimum wage. I think you can fact check me on that. I'd appreciate that if someone drop that in the comment section below. If anybody does watch these videos, Trisha, shout out to you. Yeah. So, and then another thing I've heard is that he's too soft on crime. And that is simply not true. Listen, I was Kyle Kalinske broke down this part, and I know it gets annoying when I mention Kyle Kalinske in my videos. I don't want to be so dependent on someone, but he really brought up this good point, and I knew this, and I didn't even need him to tell me, because I knew this myself. But at the RNC, Rand Paul was like, "Do we really?" He's not gonna fix the Black community. And he claimed that, or he made the statement that he created the crime bill, and how that disproportionately affected Black people in a negative sense. That is very much true. Good job. He is not for Black Lives Matter. He's just an actor who's just gonna he's just gonna do all these cliches to make sure that he gets the I don't even know, minorities to vote for him. I guess that's the most simple way I could put it. But the truth is, my problem with Democrats has always been, we got these cliches, and I guess this is the same for Republicans, except it's a little bit different, because I guess the interest in I guess their populism, that being left wing and that being right wing, but left wing, is just speaking to the masses and then turning around, feeding into, giving the corporatists and elitists whatever they want, giving the 1% whatever they want, and disproportionately affecting minorities in negative sentences. So yeah, he was famous for the crime bill. And Rand Paul, good friends with Donald Trump. Donald Trump says he's too weak on crime, but Rand Paul just admitted that he is not weak on crime. So there you have 2 conflicting truths. Well, one of them is true, the other one is not. Decide for yourself what's what. So yeah, there's that. And more recently, I believe when the riots started breaking out, I think he made a tweet or something where he said, "Oh yeah, no, don't kill him. Shoot them in the leg." Something along those lines. I know he said shoot them in the leg. for a fact. Joe, they're not supposed to shoot him in the leg. Not one bit. Not for any reason. I mean, unless in the case of self-defense, but first of all, I want to see proof of self-defense. In any case, and that's very recent. That shows how much he supports the cops. And another thing that I've heard is that he said, or conservatives have said that he has wanted to defund the police. No, I've looked at it, and he said he just wants to move money around. Okay, maybe that could be a little bit less of demilitarization and more into training and what that's going to look like, and to see if that's going to cost more money. Obviously, it's going to cost more money. I guess, I don't know, more resources. You're going to need more, I don't know, police trainers or something. So yeah, obviously, it's just going to move money around. But I've never heard him say that he's wanted to defund the police. So no, he's not soft on crime. So he's a capitalist. He is gonna help those who are already rich and do nothing for the poor, since he's not for Medicare for all. And obviously, Wall Street is very happy with him. And he is not tough on the police at all. Or I'm sorry, he is tough on crime. Not as tough as Donald Trump, which is why we need him in office, and that's why I'm hoping the progressive base will support Biden. Listen, we only got two choices here. If you choose not to vote, you have not helped us enough. You're just gonna. It's not that you've chose Biden or Trump. You've just chosen not to be a member of society, even though everything affects you. And if you're still gonna complain, then there's something wrong with you. Now you can take that George Carlin philosophical advice by saying, "Oh yeah, no, because if we don't vote, we have every right to complain for the winner." I still challenge that. I would say make sure you vote, and if you can't vote, support others, or encourage others who can't vote. Your parents, I guess your cousins that are over 21, your aunts, your aunts, your grandparents, anybody who's eligible to vote, get them to vote. Talk to your neighbors, say vote. I would never say, obviously, I would never say or tell them who to vote for, but just vote. Okay. I'd be much happier telling people to vote other than controlling who they vote for. And I believe that's the approach we should be taking. And I hope that has some effect. I know me saying this right here is not going to have that much of an effect, mainly because I only have one subscriber. And yeah. But I know this video won't have that much of an effect. But I know personally I can go out. I can talk to other family members. And I can say, yeah, I came back. I did my part. I'll be frustrated if Donald Trump wins again. But at least I won't be filled with regret.